Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When he was in 8th grade, everybody was obsessed with shooting these. Some people call them hornets. Well, at his school, these hornet wars were getting out of hand. Everybody all over the school was using rubber bands to shoot folded pieces of paper at each other. They would get these rubber bands from the science teacher. Well, eventually the principal was like, this has to stop. The science teacher was then no longer allowed to give students rubber bands, so they were locked up. Well, our dude had an idea. He went to the store and bought a bag of 150 rubber bands for $5, went to school and sold them for $1 each. Business was booming. He was making tons of money until one day, at the school talent show, a bunch of kids started firing hornets at the student performing on the stage. The school staff was so mad, so they went on the cameras to see if they could find out who did it. That's when they noticed a bunch of students following our dude to his locker. They thought he was selling drugs, so the next day at school they brought in a police officer and a drug-sniffing dog. They found bags of rubber bands and stacks of money. He was then suspended for 3 days.
Most Dangerous Toys of All Time, Part 29. This is Flubber. It was a gooey slime popular in the 1960s, but they recalled it and stopped making it because there were thousands of reports of kids getting severe rashes and sore throats caused by Flubber. It is said that today, all the leftover Flubber is buried behind a warehouse because it won't burn and they can't drop it in the ocean.
Ways grocery stores trick you into buying things, Part 1. Have you ever been shopping in the produce aisle and you see the water misting down on the vegetables? It's not to keep them fresh. In fact, wet produce rots faster. It's to make the vegetables look like they were freshly picked and therefore more appetizing so you want to buy them. They also put the milk and the meats right by the junk food aisles. So you have to pass the stuff that you want to get to the stuff that you need, which makes you more likely to buy the junk food. Follow for Part 2. Black markets kids used to run in their schools, Part 5. This one happened at a high school. One student before school every day for 2.5 years would go to Chick-fil-A and pick up chicken biscuits. He started by picking up 20 a day, but they would always sell out. Then he upped it to 50 a day and still sell out. Eventually, he was picking up 100 chicken biscuits a day and selling out every time. Other students would get to school super early just to buy these. And over those 2.5 years of him doing this, he made about $30,000. Most Dangerous Toys of All Time, Part 8. These are Aquadots. It's a toy where you arrange beads, spray them with water, and the design fuses together. Well, these things were so dangerous that in 2007, they had to recall 4 million kits. Apparently, the coating on the beads releases a compound called GHB, which is basically a drug that knocks you out. Back in 2007, 3 kids swallowed the beads, and they all went into comas. Senior Prank Stories Part 2. In 1985, the senior class at this high school bought 10,000 business cards, and all the cards said was Class of 1985. Well, over the course of a few weeks, the senior class hid these cards everywhere. Behind bookshelves, in books, behind paintings and pictures. They even put them in the ceiling tiles. Literally everywhere. And this was definitely a long-term prank, because to this day, those business cards are still being found at that high school. Legendary.